come right back.
This is the Train Radio Show with your boy Rich Shamari, alongside Chardonnay and Inferno in the building. My special guest tonight, Brodie Nero, alongside his manager. Glad to have you, gentlemen, in the building.
Thank you.
Yes.
Can I get some volume in here?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that. Check. Yo.
Yes, I got you covered. Don't worry about that, sir.
All right.
Now, Brodie Nero, tell me about yourself, Brodie Nero. How you arrive at the name, or is your real name?
Cool. Brodie Nero's my actual name. Yeah. Birth, government name. Yeah.
It has a meaning behind it?
I mean, Brodie is, my mom's side is Scottish, so Brodie's actually a Scottish name. Nero comes from my dad, obviously my surname, which is like second generation, it's like an Italian name, but my dad's side's Guyanese, so I got a little bit of Caribbean in me, and my mom's side's Scottish, yeah.
No, I realize you have a very interesting bio.
Yeah.
I took a good look at it yesterday, I took a good look at it today, and I want you briefly tell me some of the challenges you face, because you mentioned about that in your bio.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so I'm born in Toronto, Canada. After 4 years old, my parents moved to a smaller town called Grimsby, which is about an hour outside of Toronto. And, at that time, I don't know how it is now. These days, I haven't been back in a while, but Grimsby was a place that really lacked cultural diversity. And with that came many challenges as someone that was born in a city and had a black father and a white mother. So to be honest with you, I spent a lot of my earlier years as a youth and a child in Grimsby, and it just never really felt like home. So I was always, visualizing and praying that, and knowing intuitively that there was something else out there, a bigger world outside of what I was mostly familiar with, which was Grimsby. So I was very excited and motivated as a kid, knowing that there was more out there. I was just trying to figure out how am I going to get myself out there, right? Yeah.
No, I realized you were in the industry for a number of years, but you stopped at the age of 21. What was the reason, if you care to share, that you stopped at 21?
Yeah, great question. I'm glad you're asking these. I mean, I stopped for the same reason I think a lot of musicians stop, and because they don't realize that this music game is really a long game. It's a marathon, and it doesn't necessarily, you don't bear fruit from your labor too early on. And I stopped basically because I wasn't making any money from it. Not much was happening with it in general, and then also external influences such as parents, obviously, and different people around me that are just saying, hey, nothing's really popping, you should go a different avenue. So I quit. Moving forward, I ended up getting into the fitness industry, became a personal trainer for most of my 20s. That segued into fitness modeling, which segued into fashion modeling. I traveled the world as an international model, and then from there I started my own company. It's a social media marketing agency, and I remember I was sitting on my boy's couch, like I think it was a year ago this month, that was in California, and my business was growing, but I was just sitting there and I was bored and I was unfulfilled, and I said, God forbid if I was to die tomorrow, knock on wood, what's the one thing I would completely regret not pursuing? And with zero hesitation, I knew it was music. So I said, my philosophy is that stress, hard times, death, fear, trials and tribulations, they're going to come no matter what in life, no matter what. So if I'm going to experience those things no matter what, I'm at least going to experience them whilst pursuing something that means a lot to me, which is music. So it's been a year now that I've been extra, double, triple down committed to this music thing, and it's bubbling up, a lot of momentum.
Interesting. No, you were a model. You travel to the USA, Europe, Asia.
Yeah.
Now, from the time we post that picture today that you were coming,
yeah,
someone hit me up on Instagram saying, yeah, I know Brodie Nero, I meet him once.
Right.
And they also said that you model for them. How was that experience being a model and, to go outside to the public to showcase your whole talent and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think a lot of people can relate. When you're putting yourself out there, there's a certain level of vulnerability. But what excited me more was the growth that can happen from putting yourself out there. I'm very impressed by confidence and ambition and drive when I see somebody out there. And when I've done my due diligence and studied some of the successful people that I really look up to, I see they all talk about the hard times and getting uncomfortable. So when I know stepping on stage, doing a runway show, for example, as a model, puts me out there and forces me to grow and get uncomfortable. So I think I'm basically I'm for lack of better terms, I'm really addicted to getting uncomfortable and forcing myself to grow.
Interesting. Now, where do you get your inspiration from? Which artists you look up to and get your inspiration from?
Great questions, man. So I grew up, I was a big, R&B is closest to my heart. Artists like Jamie Foxx, Tank, in the house I was hearing a lot of Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson. But I mean, if someone was to tell me like you got to pick your favorite song or favorite artist, that's really challenging for me to do. I'm really appreciative of old music, and I'm also not one of those guys that are like bashing the new music that's coming out. I think music is constantly evolving, and with that being said, you have to respect what the new stuff is. So when I hear some of this quote unquote mumble rap or this bubblegum popcorn type stuff, I don't hate on it. I take it in and appreciate it for what it is. So I would say a wide variety of artists inspire me, but it's a combination of hip hop artists as well as R&B.
I heard you mention your inspiration is Tank.
Yeah.
I realized you get a chance to meet Tank. How was that experience?
Oh, you've done your homework,
yes,
bro.
Man,
I respect that. I respect that.
Homework,
all right, so a funny story about Tank. So Tank's been my favorite singer since I was like, I can remember in French class, like humming his lyrics. I just, that sticks out in my mind. We used to burn CDs, bootleg CDs. I used to pay this guy $5 to make me R&B CDs, and he'd bring me an R&B CD. I'd give him my lunch money to get mixed CDs of R&B artists. So crazy story about Tank. So I'm in Niagara Falls with my ex-girl. Shout out to my ex. And we're going to see Jamie Foxx and Tank perform. And we get there, and I'm walking with my girl, and like my girl was a cute girl, real pretty face, little tiny thing, well put together. And we're walking through, and this bruh is walking by me, and he literally grills my girl up and down, head to toe, and keeps walking, and then turns his head, keeps staring at her. I'm like, yo, who the fuck is this guy staring at my girl? Like, and I turn around, I'm like, it's Tank. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, okay, so I didn't even get mad. I'm like, yo, Tank can look at my girl all day. It's all good. Tank is the godfather of R&B. I'm cool with that. And the crazy thing is, when I met Tank a year ago or so, when I posted that picture, I was in San Diego. My boy, shout out Solomon out in San Diego. He's one of the industry's biggest booking agents. And he showed me Tank was performing, so we went through, and I told the story to Tank, actually. So Tank was laughing, and we chopped it up and had a shot to whatever. But that was definitely a blessing, because, I mean, you know, longevity is really the name of the game, I think, in the music industry, and Tank has definitely proven that. So shout out Tank as well. I hope to definitely work with him one day.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Now let's go to your manager. So how is it like working with Mr. Brodie Nero?
Yeah. What up, Cole? Let him know who you are.
Yeah, I mean, Brodie and I go way back. You know, we knew each other like 12 years old. We went to high school together. So like when we reconnected, even though I've been living in Barbados and Chicago, other places in the States, it was like we weren't even really apart for that long. You know what I mean? We just reconnected, and yeah, we're doing big things now. So we have a good working relationship, you know.
No doubt.
Like I think Jim said last night, yin to my yang.
Yeah. I mean, the cool thing about having a manager is that, you know, they're really the driving force, because as creatives, we get a little crazy sometimes. We go sit on the roof and stare at the clouds and look for inspiration. We might go hide somewhere for a few months, and, you know, to have someone really handling the administrative type stuff and all the particular stuff and meticulous stuff and detailed stuff that I cannot pay attention to. I'm really grateful for that. So we definitely complement each other as far as working goes.
It's good to artists always have a manager, because you'll be able to focus more on writing your music.
Correct.
No, I realized you released a song.
Yeah.
Tell us about that track. I never knew.
Yeah, I never knew. I'm really happy with the results on that song. We put it out. It's been out about a month now, or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And within the first week, it hit American Top 40 on Spotify, which really shocked me, because, you know, again, we're independent. We got nobody backing us or pushing us right now. It's all our own dollar, our own sweat, our own tears, our own blood right now. So when it hit that was definitely rewarding. The song itself, it was inspired by an issue I had with a girl where I love telling this story. So basically, as you know, good looking dude, I'm out here doing my thing. I'm used to getting my way with women to a certain degree, and I mean that in the most hospitable way possible. Basically, this girl, I was talking to her for a little while. We obviously had a good connection, or so I thought, and all of a sudden she just stopped talking to me out of nowhere, and I was shocked, because I've never had a girl just stop talking to me. But meanwhile, I'm the one doing that to all the ladies for the most part, living my bachelor life. So when the girl stopped talking to me, I was like, I never knew it felt like that, to have someone you care about just stop talking to you. Hence the song, I Never Knew. So that inspired that song, and it's the lead single off a project that's out right now called Palm Trees, which has been out, came out September 11th, released September it down 11th. Here. And the motivation, we're already working on Palm Trees Volume 2. We're getting busy. We're in the studio every week. Palm Trees is really, the concept is that, you know, growing up in Canada, we never had palm trees around us, obviously. As much as I grew up in Canada and lived through many Canadian harsh winters, I never never got used to the snow. I'm still not used to the snow, so I'm forever running from the snow and running from Canada. Not because Canada's got issues. I love Canada. I love my family back home, but I'm always trying to be somewhere where there's palm trees. So palm trees is a sense of motivation for me. My goal is to always live somewhere and be somewhere and be making full-time music where there's palm trees. I got it tattooed on my chest, and that's really the concept behind it all.
So what made you decide to release it here and not in Canada or anywhere else exactly?
Yeah, good question. I think this was really divine intervention because my goal was to get it out on my birthday, June 30th, that just passed this past summer. And, one thing I learned when it comes to rolling out music, you definitely want to have a finished project in your hands before you announce a release date. And there were certain things that didn't come through on time. And when it comes to rolling out, I just wasn't as well prepared as a new independent artist as I thought I would be for this project. So we waited until September 11th, and I think it really was divine intervention because coming here I finished some of the music and the material here and mixing it down and whatnot. So I'm really happy with the date that it came out. I really think it was God's timing, so I'm happy with it.
So I want you to give me more in depth about your EP. Tell the people what other songs, what storyline going on in this EP.
Cool, appreciate it, man. So this project, the way I curated the songs, you're gonna go through this roller coaster because I come from a background of playing piano, guitar, and trumpet as well, and R&B was close to my heart. And something turned me off from making R&B from a young age, around 16 or 17. Then all of a sudden I delved into making hip hop, and from the age of 16 to 21, I recorded hundreds upon hundreds of hip hop songs. So I became very good at rapping, to simply put it. But then my heart was always in R&B. So when I had this revelation a year ago, I said I want to get back to making music. I said I'm going to make R&B, but because I've gotten so good at writing bars and writing raps, I'm definitely going to incorporate that as well. So the project takes you through a nice, smooth roller coaster of hip hop. I'm giving you some bars, then I'm giving you some melodies and some songs and whatnot. So it's really up and down. It shows both ends of the spectrum, me rapping and me doing R&B. On this next project coming up, lately it's been weird. And when it comes to the creativity, I've been writing a lot of raps, but then all of a sudden I've been thinking about R&B. So the next project, I have this, I want to make it so it's more R&B, but when it comes to the art, and any artist can appreciate this, if it's more hip hop that's coming out of me, I'm gonna rock with it either way. So that's pretty much it, man.
Well, you can see getting signed to a label, getting Grammys and things, because your music has quality.
Appreciate that.
And I mean it really has quality. When I listened to it today and yesterday on my speakers home, I was like, yo, I was really feeling it. I was really jamming to it.
Gotcha.
So it has that body of work you're putting in.
Was there, sorry to interrupt you, was there a particular song that resonated with you more? I'm always curious about the feedback.
Well, the one that your manager sent me, I never knew. And then he did a cappella sort of version.
Okay, cool.
I enjoy that.
Cool.
So
Nice.
I see you going places.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. It's definitely, I really feel an alignment right now. Like, as I told you, the past decade for me has been so many different professions I've been doing, from fitness to modeling to fashion, all this stuff. And this is the first time I really feel an alignment. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So, I mean, we're not in this to as a hobby. It's not for shits and giggles. You know what I'm saying? My man Cole here is giving me time right now, his time, and investing it. We're not here like, trying to make peanuts off this. We're taking it all the way, bro. So, yeah.
So this is your first time in Barbados for you?
First time in Barbados, yeah.
So how long have you been here?
Going on 6 weeks.
So technically you was here for crop over.
I was. That was something else. And I was saying on a different interview, the only thing I regret not doing is jumping. So if I'm here next year, I'm definitely gonna jump. I came in actually to support my boy Cole here on. He was a co-producer in Rise, that big show.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. So I came to support him on that, and then we just got the jiving and working on stuff. So now I've been here 6 weeks, and I'll be here the next little while. We're working on some collabs, one with Hollaback, one with Joaquin.
His homeboy.
Yeah.
Big names.
Sheehan, yep. And I want to send a special shout out to 2 Mile Hill.
Yeah.
I'll be there on Sunday performing at Mahalia's Corner.
I've been lurking. They've been checking. I do my homework.
Oh, okay, I got you. 2 Mile Hill has been very supportive and definitely embraced me being here, and I'm happy to work with them on a multitude of projects. So yeah, lots in the works right now.
Well, we also got to give a shout out to Darian Bailey. We've been in the studio with him.
Shout out Darian.
Yeah, he's he
Yeah, Darian's an awesome dude. He's got a great studio that we're working out of on a weekly basis, and he'll be producing some new songs on the next Palm Trees project too.
Okay, nice. No,
Yeah.
he mentioned that he came in for a show that you do. I want to know briefly about that show that you did.
Well, I was part of the team that produced Rise, so the Machelle show. Rise is a separate brand, but yeah, we headlined Machelle. A little bit about me, I'm in the production world, so I work for a production design company. So basically, when an artist has a show, everything you see visually, we design, build, operate, and manage. Lighting, video, special effects, stage, and that's my lane per se. So
interesting. Now, do y'all guys get any time for yourself? Because y'all seem to be working all the time.
Yeah, I'm big on that right now. I'm practicing the concept of working smarter, not harder. I've had days where I've gone and worked double full-time jobs and kept trying to do my business and kept trying to make music. All the music I made at that time was crappy. I think that when you truly align with what your calling is, like deep down intuitively, the God or the universe, whatever you want to call it, has called you to do this one thing, right? And you align with it. And you sit there, you pray on it, you visualize it, and you put a genuine effort into it. Your time will definitely come. And I think that in the midst of all that grind, to answer your question, it's very important to take time for yourself. So whether that's actual rest that you may be deprived of, taking care of your health, your fitness, all that type of stuff, taking time to read, meditate, all that are very important aspects of my life, everyday rituals.
Okay, now one question before you go.
Yeah.
Now, if you were not doing music, what other career path would you have took?
Good question. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll tell you a quick story before I get out of here. So I was in the Philippines, in Southeast Asia, and I was on this modeling contract, and I rented out this condo, brand new condo, beautiful space. Out in the Philippines, everything is very cheap, so you can live very nice for very inexpensively. And I was looking over the balcony, and I had like a condo that was like on the 50th floor. It was really high up. Maybe it was 34. I can't remember. It was very high up. And I was looking over the edge. And when I was looking over the edge, I said, that's like death right there. When you look how far the drop is, right? Because you're so high up. And I said, if I were to die, if something were to happen to me, what would I miss? And it was music right away. So to be honest with you, I've dibbled and dabbled in a whole bunch of different stuff. I've had every job you can think of, from working in a factory to selling shoes at Foot Locker to hardcore labor to moving and all that stuff. I've done everything.
Don't forget scrubbing the toilets.
Scrubbing the toilets at the restaurant. Yeah, I've done it all, man. And what I realize is that music is it. So I don't know anything outside of music right now. That's all. It's all in right now. Yeah.
You're in this for the all, boy. Well, thank you so much, guys, for coming through. You have anything else you want to let the public know?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say, if you're listening, you're in Barbados right now, come out to Mahalia's Corner on Sunday. Palm Trees is out right now. Go get it. I know that Deezer's a popular platform out here, SoundCloud, iTunes. It's on every streaming platform. Go listen to the music, download it, support it, engage me. I'm in Barbados right now. I don't know how long I'm here for. Hit me up on Instagram. It's at Brodie Nero, BRODIE-NERO. Send me a direct message. I'm here to connect and interact with the community and different aspiring brands. Just reach out to me. I can't promise that I'll work with everybody, but if you never ask, the answer is always no. So at least hit me up and engage me.
What I respect about you did a video telling people to reach out to you.
Yeah.
Most artists sometimes don't want to do that. They want people to come to them. So it's good that you reaching out and say, I'm here.
I heard that.
Let's work.
I heard that about out here. Yeah, and I think that we're just trying to do it differently out here. I feel like you can't come somewhere and try to come and scream for attention and scream for opportunities like the generous one you've given me of being on here, which is a great privilege I'm grateful for.
You're welcome, sir.
And not give back. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a brand, it's popping. The one thing I will say as a disclaimer, if you're gonna reach out to me, be committed and be serious about what you're doing.
That's right.
A lot of people reach out to me and they tell me they do videography, DJ, fitness trainer, poetic speaker, and work at the grocery store. And I'm like, okay, I respect you gotta have multiple hustles and make your money. But if you really want to have measurable, significant success and impact in your lifetime, you got to commit to one thing and ride it all the way out. Yeah.
So give your social media handle one more time.
Yeah. Hit me up on Instagram. It's at Brodie Nero. The spelling is BRODIE-NERO. You can hit me up on Facebook. Same thing, Brodie Nero.
And I want you to introduce your song, I Never Knew.
Yeah. So check this out. This is I Never Knew. It's the #1 single off of the Palm Trees EP, which is out right now. Check it out. Take it in. Hit me up.